Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
Some students say Grand Forks and UND police are being heavy-handed in their plans to stop any out-of-control parties coming up this weekend.
This Saturday marks what will be the annual Springfest event before finals week there. But this year, the unsanctioned beer blast for UND students was shut down by the city and the university.
However, as Valley News Team's Neil Carlson shows us, police will still be out in full force to make sure it doesn't happen.
In recent years, some of the annual Springfest celebrations became so wild, there is a lot of video we can't show you on TV. So the city and UND decided to shut it down this year.
The basic goal here is to prevent a party of hundreds of people gathering in the park.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, in the past few years, we've seen many parties where there have been hundreds of students. You know, there's parties where students are on the roof, they're crawling out of windows, glass is breaking.
Police have even been going door to door and sending out letters to people renting homes and apartments around University Park, reminding them of city ordinances before someone decides to throw a party this weekend. Police point out that no alcohol permits have been issued for any Grand Forks parks this weekend, so any drinkers at parks can be ticketed. There are also ordinances regarding underage drinking and loud parties. One UND student emailed Valley News Live saying in so many words that police are being heavy-handed. He says in part, "It irritates me that this was done in such a dictator-like manner." Other students give a firm or tentative no to possible party plans this weekend.
So will you guys be having a party this weekend? No. I've told everybody no. Do you think there'll be much partying on Saturday?
It's Springfest, like always. There's going to be people out, but I think it's going to be calmer compared to other years.
Do you think many people will have parties this weekend?
Probably.
Yeah.
But.
Okay. You're staying out of it.
Yes.
Whatever students decide to do, police say they'll be out in full force in and around University Park enforcing city ordinances. In Grand Forks, Neil Carlson, Valley News Live.
Police do point out they've also sent out letters in past years reminding people around University Park of city ordinances at the time of Springfest.
We have new information now on the breaking news we've been following this afternoon for you. 3 people fishing along the Red found a body in the river this afternoon. Fargo police say they're still in the early stages of the investigation and working to identify it. Valley News Team's Ashley Bishop joins us live with the latest. Ashley?
Good evening. The scene is much quieter now than it was earlier today. We're along a rocky shoreline here along the Red River bank, and earlier today, police tape spanned about 150 feet covering the Red River bank. 3 anglers say they found the body right after they casted their rods while fishing. The anglers say the body was a woman in her late teens or early 20s, and she was face down in the water. Now, police have not yet confirmed the sex or the age of the woman. The group says they think the body was there for about a few days and it was stuck on something in the water, but it did float by them before getting stuck.
I was putting on a worm, my last little bit of fishing up, and threw it out there, and then I ended up started washing my hands, and then there was a body just right there in front of me, and called the cops right away. I was like, oh my God, there's a body. And
the group says they were a little shaken up after finding the body. The police say they are still in the early stages of their investigating. They do not know if foul play was involved. We'll have more tonight in Fargo. Ashley Bishop, Valley News Live.
And stay with Valley News Live and valleynewslive.com for the latest on this developing story.
Flip-flops, that was the cause of school bus accident this afternoon. According to Moorhead investigators, the driver of a car in the flip-flops got caught in the pedals, causing the car to rear-end the bus. Now, luckily, no children were on board. No one was injured in this crash.
Well, it is a cloudy day out there. Let's head over to Hutch now to see what the rest of the evening will be like. Hutch?
Thanks so much, Stephanie. Those clouds brought some much-needed rainfall to portions of the valley, and as we look through our region, we see that the rain gauges in Fargo and Grand Forks picked up over 1/10 of an inch today on top of what we had yesterday. Here at the station, by the way, we had 38 hundredths of an inch over the 2-day period. Devil's Lake getting more rain today than yesterday. Here's a look at the wind. That's what we're battling tonight from the northwest. It's blowing much cooler air in, so a noticeable drop in temperatures this evening. Here's a look at the radar. Most of the showers are exiting, and it does look like a dry evening for the vast majority of us, and it does look like more rain is in the forecast as we dive into our weekend ahead. I'll have hour-by-hour details on where that rain is going to hit, and more importantly, when, for a lot of activities taking place across the valley this weekend.
All right, thank you, Hutch.
You bet.
An NTSB investigation is underway as crews begin the lengthy process of cleaning up the crash site of an oil train derailment that happened yesterday near the small town of Heimdall, North Dakota. That's about 80 miles southeast of Minot. Investigators are trying to figure out why the train went off the tracks, but we've learned a broken wheel found at the site is being looked at as a possible cause of the derailment. The NTSB confirms that they're looking into the broken wheel fragments, tanker cars, and rails as part of the investigation. You can see the extent of the damage from the derailment. The fire's out now, but crews were still pouring water on some tankers last night, trying to cool them down.
That oil train derailment that happened yesterday is just another accident in a string of issues the oil transportation industry is facing. These accidents are happening all over the country, and it's becoming a more common scene along the rail lines. We want to take a look at a map right now. Oil is only extracted in a few parts of the country, but according to the route shown here in the red lines, it's sent almost everywhere, and that could put neighboring towns at risk. Some say this problem could be taken care of state by state, but Senator Tammy Baldwin says this is a federal issue, and that the time for change is now.
It doesn't give a community peace of mind to know that in 5 years or 10 years, they'll get the safest train car available.
Last week, the Obama administration did release new standards for the oil transportation industry. The plan gives oil producers time to update their train cars.
We were contacted by a concerned mom blowing the whistle on a Fargo daycare, and she says she won't be taking her kids to Tons of Fun on 13th Avenue anymore. Confused parents trying to drop off their kids this morning found a note on the door saying the center is closed because of the electricity being turned off. We got a hold of the owner who says that they haven't paid the electric bill since July. Since they use auto pay, he didn't realize the bills weren't getting paid. He says there was a mix-up with building owners and the power companies, leading to the power being shut off and an estimated $5,000 loss.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I wish there would have been a little bit of a notice. But I know it's not a guaranteed place, so oh well.
Cass County Social Services says it's not a rule violation to close the doors. It's just a business. In fact, it's a violation to keep the daycare open with no lights. The owner says that they will be open as soon as the power is back on.
A drug enforcement task force continues to operate on the North Dakota State College of Science campus in Wahpeton. A Breckenridge man is facing several charges for selling drugs to a Semca informant. Joshua Peterson allegedly sold 6 pills worth about $60 to a confidential drug informant last November. 2 more buys happened, the most recent in January of 2015. The pills were lab tested and used to treat ADHD. Peterson was arrested and charged last week. If convicted, he faces a maximum of 20 years in prison and or a $20,000 fine for these felony charges.
No work ethic. That's the accusation against millennials from Trail King Industries CEO Bruce Yackley. Yackley was in town today at the West Fargo trailer making facility. He didn't have time to address our questions.
Now, we're talking about a generation born between about 1980 and 2000, raised by baby boomers. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric talked to generations old and young about what they think the issue is with the estimated 80 million strong millennials.
The millennial generation, praised for our innovation, invention, and embracing new ideas. So is there a problem with us? Depends on who you ask.
They don't have to worry that much, so they like, hey, let's have a little part-time job just for giggles. They don't have to worry about people's customer service. They just want the paycheck.
They're caring, they're responsible, they stay abreast of current events, they're informed.
But there's still challenges when it comes to the workplace.
We see frustrations on both sides.
Dietz says it boils down to what each age group values. For millennials,
though they don't want to be tied to a job 60 or 70 hours a week, whereas some baby boomers, they work hard too, but may be willing to put in those extra hours.
With millennials now the largest part of the workforce, companies can't afford to exclude them, including here in Fargo.
And with the labor shortage in the market, I think that companies have to be open and willing to be adaptable if they want to have a fully staffed workforce in a successful company.
So I think sometimes we do get a bad rap because we're not seen as maybe as serious about our work or as that work ethic, because we do maybe reward ourselves with that little bit of Facebook time.
It goes back to teamwork. Business is a group of people. It's not just one person.
Regardless of your generation, people say there's a solution. Work together and communicate. In Fargo, Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
Preference Personnel says another major solution is companies that recognize the differences among employees and making the workplace adaptable to each person.
Later on Valley News Live at 6, are you taking part in Marathon Weekend? Some things to keep in mind if you are.
And a warm day earlier, but the northwest winds cooling temperatures off. I'll have details on your weekend outlook, which includes more rain, right after this.